the 40, the 30. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it's good.
You're listening to The Extra Point, hosted by Phil Ruskin. Welcome.
Yo, welcome to another episode of The Extra Point. I am your host, as always, Phil Ruskin. It is once again for the, I believe, second time in 3 weeks, maybe second time in 4. It is a full house. We got the entire Fantasy Football Network with us. We got Mike, we got Evan, we got Kendall. Evan did not get the hat memo. Evan didn't get the beard memo. One of these things is not like the other.
I can't grow a beard, but I have too sweet of hair to put on a hat.
You are
Fair
not
enough.
lying to the people. That is a fair comment right there. This is the game show. This is probably my second favorite show that we do on this channel every single year. My favorite, of course, Kendall knows this because he's been a part of it the last 3 years, and it has been a massive hit, is our Do Not Draft list. And I'm going to let Kendall, I'm going to let you toot our horn because I feel bad doing it, but tell the people what's happened on that Do Not Draft show these last couple of years.
Oh, man. Wow. I got to flip over to the rankings even just to see, because there's been some really, really top tier guys we were completely fading. The year Travis Kelce fell off, he was on our Do Not Draft list. Basically, every tight end you shouldn't draft has been our Do Not Draft list. I think that's probably the biggest one, which is fantastic. And then we've also hit on the late round tight ends in the league winner shows after saying basically don't do that. Quarterback was pretty fantastic. I mean, Drake May was my big guy, and we had half the quarterbacks in the league on our Do Not Draft list, and that was
we got roasted over the coals, dragged back and forth, and then flipped over and dragged back and forth on the other side for a nice even sear. I've just had a steak. You can tell where my mind is. We got ripped over the coals for the CJ Stroud being atop the Do Not Draft list last year, and it was money. It was fire. We got ripped over the coals for getting 2 years ago the Do Not Draft list, the poster boy, Sam Laporta. Ripped. Turned out to be all right. So tune into this year's Do Not Draft show. We will hopefully save you from making some mistakes that other managers in your league will make and will benefit you. Speaking of leagues, I have one more league that is going to be a startup. It is a very unique setting. It's unique scoring. It is a very heavily skewed quarterback league. The league is called Omaha. It is super flex. Start 1 running back, start 2 wide receivers, 4 or 5 flex. There's a tons of bonuses. It's a really cool league, and we have an awesome group of currently 10 managers of the 12, all of whom are massive traders. Kendall, of course, is in that league. The comment I made in the chat as soon as he joined was, oh, good, Kendall's here. Now we can draft. So it wouldn't be a league without Kendall in it. But if you are looking for a league, a super flex league, auction style format, even if you're new to auction, it is the best way to start a dynasty league. We got 2 spots left. It's $25. DM at P Ruskin if you are interested. First come, first serve. Last 2 spots are open, and the draft is next week. So DM at P Ruskin. Without further ado, I bring to you the game show. Fellas, we're going to play some games tonight. First game we're going to play is called Would You Rather. And Kendall, this first one's for you.
All right. Let's run it up.
Would you rather, Kendall, have wide receiver A, wide receiver B, or wide receiver C? Wide receiver A has a 19.3% target share, which last year equated to 91 targets, which this player turned into 48 catches, 707 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And his current ADP in redraft is wide receiver 33. Okay, Mike, Evan, help him out if he forgets some of those numbers. Wide receiver B.
19 for 91.
19.3 target share, 91 targets, 48 for 707 and 2, ADP wide receiver 33. That is wide receiver A.
Okay.
Wide receiver B, 18.4 target share, 95 targets, pretty similar on both, 58 catches, 847 yards, 5 touchdowns. His current ADP is wide receiver 36. Wide receiver C, 22.8% target share, 110 targets last season, 75 catches, 835 yards, 3 touchdowns. Current ADP, wide receiver, 42. Would you rather have A, B, or C?
I almost think I know who player C is, possibly.
Okay.
Only because a lot of those stats sound strikingly similar to a couple guys, and I have been knee deep in rankings for an hour before the show, so I've been looking at this. I'm going to try to not gamify it, but it doesn't change it. I still want C because there were a lot of targets. I like the target share. It tells me they are in a high powered offense, and they're the cheapest, relatively ADP adjusted. So I'm going player C.
Would you like to take a guess as to who these 3 players are?
And
if you can't get them, I will give you one hint.
Is C Rome?
It is not Rome.
Okay. Is he Devonta Smith?
It is not Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, my boy, did not make
Wait,
the show.
no.
Did not make the show tonight.
Wide receiver 44. No. It couldn't be Devonta Smith. No. Whole separate tier. This has got to be. It's got to be below like the T Higgins tier.
I'll give you your hint. Would you like your hint?
I'll take a hint. I'll take the hint.
All 3 are on the same team. That should help you. At least it narrows it down.
All 3 are on the same team. Ooh.
I'll withhold my comment.
Wide receiver 44 is one of them and had a good season. The wide receivers all like it. These are the Jacksonville wide receivers.
Bingo! We have a winner. Wide receiver A is none other than Brian Thomas Jr. Wide receiver B is Parker Washington. The ADP was a little interesting to me because I expect Washington to continue to rise and BTJ to probably hold. And then wide receiver C is Jacoby Myers. And you remember BTJ had an absolute dog shit season. Jacoby Myers was basically the wide receiver 1. So Kendall, to your point of like, wow, wide receiver C had a good season and is the lowest in ADP. Yeah, because it's chaos there. So Kendall, my question to you before we move to the next part of the game is, if you have to take a piece of this offense, you can't have Trevor Lawrence or Brenton Street. You have to take one of the wide receivers, I should say. Because the answer to the question is, what do you do with Jacksonville? Draft Trevor Lawrence and move on. Ambiguous backfield, ambiguous wide receivers. Brenton Strange is probably not your target at tight end. So you have to take a receiver, Kendall. Who do you want? Do you still want Jacoby? Now that you know the names, do you still want Jacoby Myers? Because that, by the numbers, was who you said you wanted before you knew the names.
Interesting. I don't want Jacoby Myers, but a lot of it is specifically when I look at I've been statting out Trev quite a bit, right? And I know how he performed with the second half of the season, but break that second half into 2 halves in and of itself. And Jacoby Myers tailed off considerably in the final 4 games, completely supplanted in those 4 games, specifically by Parker Washington taking over the snap share by quite a bit. So when you look at the tail of how the second half played, and this isn't necessarily a pro Parker Washington take so much as give him credit, he outdid Jacoby Myers and did that role better in the most meaningful games at the most meaningful time, and followed a nice progression there. So this is, I'm trying to think of some other players that I would think of in a similar fashion, where just down the stretch, seeing them get supplanted a little bit, but they're a winning team. It's very different, right? If you're a losing team and you start getting supplanted, that's just the coaching staff maybe wanting to try something and is less indicative year to year, right? But for a winning team like that, between the two, you're making me think a little bit here. Initially, I was going to say BTJ, but I was off the Parker Washington train. I'm starting to maybe be a little bit more convinced, but there's a lot of arguments I don't buy. It's mostly that I think what I'm hearing is he's going to be on the field in 2 wide receiver sets. And he's also going to be typically in his slot role, but he's going to move out to like a Z in 2 wide receiver sets. So with the snap share getting projected possibly in the 80s now, where I thought it would be a little bit thinner, I'm starting to get bullish on him. I am not ready to say he's the one to draft. I think I'm still going to take the talent and draft pedigree and physical size. Me and you are becoming size kings here pretty quick, and 5'10" is just a little bit worrisome for me at wide receiver. I'm just going to take the X that I think they can pull it off. I'm going to stay in the flames with BTJ.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You know this, Kendall. I have nailed the last 2 years of Jaguars takes, and I'm going to give you a cop-out Jaguars take, but I'm going to give you my reason why. I want nothing to do with anyone except Trevor Lawrence this year, and I have historically been very out on Trevor Lawrence, and I have come not full swing, but I've come about 80% around the plate here to feeling like depending on how the board falls, I don't know my draft position yet, of course, but like depending on how the board falls and where I'm at, I think Trevor Lawrence is somebody that I would feel very comfortable with as my QB1 if I don't get the elite, and I don't really want to wait, until the later rounds to hope and pray that someone in the league doesn't take a second. Because, guys start doing weird things when you get in those later rounds. So that late round quarterback that was going to be year 1 could end up being someone's 2 just because that's how they're doing roster construction. So I think Trevor Lawrence is kind of like that last QB right now this season in redraft at the end of that kind of second tier of quarterbacks that I'm comfortable with. And we'll have more on the Jaguars.
Yeah.
But
For me, he's Drake May light, but he shouldn't be. He actually might be a more talented quarterback than Drake May going later.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at it that way, if you're willing to take Drake May as a top 4 quarterback,
yeah,
you kind of need to be ready to take Trev at a top 4 quarterback, but you get him at more of a 6-7 price. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Mike, you are on the welcome to the game show. You're the next contestant on Would You Rather. Nice.
Yeah.
I have for you 3 running backs. Running back A had 146 attempts last year, turned it into 540 yards and 7 touchdowns. He did play 17 games, and his current ADP is the running back 29.
How many games did he play?
He played all 17.
All 17.
Well, yeah, all 17.
That's
I don't know if he played in week 18 or not, but it says 17, so that's what I got.
Okay.
Running back B, 153 carries. He turned 153 into 772 and 4, but he only played in 10 games last season. And he is currently the running back 33. And running back C is a rookie. I will give you some context clues in a second, but he's currently ADP running back 53.
Okay.
But there is some excitement in Dynasty. This is mostly a Dynasty show. I know we're switching to redraft. He's an interesting Dynasty prospect, and there's excitement for him in Dynasty prospects. And he was taken in the first and second rounds of Dynasty drafts this year. He was not taken in the third. First and second rounds. That's running back C. So would you like running back A, 540 and 7 at price 29, RB B, 772 and 4 at RB 33 price, or the rookie at RB 53? A, B, or C, Mike?
So player B played only 10 games, right?
Only 10 games.
Yeah, I'm going to go with B.
Going to go with B. Would you like to take a guess at who these running backs are?
The first, so A, 554 at 29. So he's a low-end RB2. It's not Jalen Warren. Well, yeah, no, it's not Jalen Warren. That's a good question.
Warren didn't play 17 games last year.
Good point. It's not Bucky. It's not Brown.
He definitely didn't play 17 games last year. I don't even know if he played 7 games last year.
No
guesses? I'll give you a hint.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, the only one that I can think of is Travion. Is it Travion Henderson?
It is not, but just like Kendall, I'll give you one hint, which should at least give you some eliminations.
Okay.
These running backs are all teammates.
Ew.
That's what I said too.
Wait,
I don't make the games. I don't make the games so that they're easy. Close. I knew that's where you'd go with it, but because of the 10 games you thought about Sharps.
Well, I was no. Sharps played all 17.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, he's only played about 10 this year.
Yeah.
It is not Seattle. It's the Broncos.
It's the
Broncos.
You want to know something crazy? I knew I had a thought that it was going to be Coleman for the rookie when you said first and second, because I was like, I seen him going both, and I was thinking in my head that, but I didn't think to go that road. Okay, so 33 was J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. That's the player that you said you wanted. So similar to some of these ambiguous wide receiver rooms, Yeah, and that's my question. My question, I think we'd all agree if we had to, we'd take Dobbins over Harvey and Coleman. But my question is, do you have any faith in Dobbins to be your RB2, or is he your RB3 flex at best? Is that the highest that you would take him?
I like him more as a flex than I do as an RB2. I think
Okay.
RB2 is just a little too high for me to feel comfortable with keeping him or having him as that guy. I love the Broncos offense as a whole. They have probably one of the best offensive lines in the game currently. And I think that they have a strong enough run game, but unfortunately, with like you were saying, with this particular run offense, it's just so hit or miss to understand what's going to happen from here. I love the ADP for Dobbins just because he's lower. I'm not going for RJ Harvey. It's hard to trust. And Coleman is just I mean, he's a beast. The guy's a monster. It's just I don't know what's going to end up happening in this backfield enough to me, for me to want him. But at 53, ADP 53, I'm willing to at least take a flyer on him. If I'm, late in the draft and I need that like one extra dart throw, he's definitely somebody I target.
Yeah, I think I'm in the opposite camp, and that's not to say that you're wrong and I'm right. It's just I just don't have the faith. He's one of those players that I kind of have like a small pool of players every single year that I'm just like perennially out on, and if I'm wrong, I'm okay being wrong. Versus guys that like, okay, I'm out, but like, if the price is right, I'll take a shot. He's just not someone he's on that short list of like, I'm just out. I think the answer to the question is Jalen Waddle, Bo Nixon, move on with the Broncos. If you want consistency, if you want reliability, that's my opinion of it.
In there too.
See, I'm also not like, I don't know that I just don't know what role Sutton's going to have. I think with Jalen Waddle's history, if you want to take a flyer on Sutton's not on that list of players that like I'm out on. He's again that second list I was just talking about of like, if the price is right, if it's late, he's my wide receiver 5, sure, But this is one of those running back rooms, and this is why I picked it. And this is why I picked the Jaguars wide receiver rooms, because I think dynasty managers don't have to make choices, and this show's mostly a dynasty show. Redraft managers have to make this decision. You're going to be on the clock. All of us, all four of us on this podcast will be on the clock, and you will be staring down at wide receiver 33 and 36. They're going in the same round. BTJ and Parker Washington are going to go in the same round. Sure, there'll be some risers. Maybe Parker goes out a round ahead, but it'll still be close. And if you're at the turn, that'll be your question. Do I want a piece of Jacksonville? Yeah, I think you do. I think a lot of people want a piece of Jacksonville. Which piece? Because if you don't get Trevor Lawrence, then you're really asking the question of which piece. Do I want a piece of Denver? Yeah, of course I do. It's going to be a good offense. We think it's going to be better than last year. And when the Broncos were good last year, they were humming. Yeah. It's just the fact that when they didn't do well, like they were anemic. Like they gave you either booms or not even busts. They gave you gooses. Yeah. I mean, Cortland Sutton straight up goosed me one time last year in a dynasty league. Like I didn't have a choice. I don't remember what week it was, but it was bye weeks. I had injuries, whatever the reason. So I had to start him. Not even flex him. I had to start him, and I got a goose. So I think that's the purpose of these two first games here. We're going to get to Evan's would you rather game in just one second. But I think that's why I want to play these types of games. It's blindly. Does a blind ranking match who you would actually take? Because Kendall's answer to the first question was Parker Washington blindly, but he talked through his process. He's kind of settled on BTJ, but there was hesitancy. I could still see him going both ways. Mike, you blindly took Dobbins. You said you would take Dobbins in a matchup here. So, Evan, welcome to the stage. You are the next contestant on Would You Rather. I have the surprise, the shock, the awe. I have for you, sir, quarterbacks A, B, and C. Hint, none of them are Caleb Williams. Quarterback A, you have 31 others to choose from. Quarterback A. He finished 2026 as the QB 24, but he only played 9 games. In those 9 games, he had 284 pass attempts for 197 completions, 2,167 yards, and 20 touchdowns. His current ADP is 110 overall in the 9th round as the quarterback 13. Quarterback B finished 26 as the QB 9. He did play all 17. He had 578 pass attempts for 393 completions, 4,564 yards, and 34, count them, touchdowns. His current ADP is overall 126 in the 10th round, quarterback 16. Quarterback C finished 26 as the QB 26, but he only played 11 games. He had 327 attempts for 221 completions, 2,384 yards, 10 touchdowns. His current ADP is overall player 147 in the 12th round, coming off the board as the QB 20. Evan, quarterbacks A, B, or C, sir?
So you realize I was never going to remember all that, right?
Yes, of course not. That wasn't the point.
Yeah,
I all on the same team.
No, they are not.
If only.
Yeah, that would have been. That was like I was like, quarterbacks can't do it. So.
Yeah, so I definitely forgot everything you already said. That was just way too much for my brain to remember.
Would you like a quarterback in the 9th round, 10th round, or 12th round? The 9th rounder was QB 24 last year and a half a season. The 10th rounder was the QB 9 in a full season. The 12th rounder was the QB 26 in half of a season. All had good numbers. All had good touchdown to interception ratios. So the numbers are solid.
Sure, but it's forcing me to think about this differently because my brain wants to say, why does it matter? I just want the best that's available off the board regardless of the round. So now that you're forcing me to think differently, I hate this. I don't want to play anymore.
Would you like some? That's why I give you some numbers. Would you like some numbers? I'll give you some smaller ones.
I'm not going to remember the numbers.
Okay. All right. I will give you the answers to the question, and then you may answer it because you'll know the names. Quarterback A, QB 24 in 9 games, coming off the board right now in the 9th round as the QB 13, Brock Purdy. QB 9, coming off the board in the 10th round at QB 16. Mike, the disrespect, I'm just not even going to do it anymore, is, of course, Jared Goff. Yeah. And the QB 26 last season in 11 games, so a little over half of a season, is coming off the board in the 12th round as the QB 20, and it's Kendall's boy, Mr. Shuck, down there in old Nolans. Would you rather have Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, or Tyler Shuck in redraft this season?
It depends.
You're on the clock, Evan. You do not have a quarterback, and you are set at wide receiver, tight end, and running back because you chose to go late round quarterback.
For the 2026 season, I will go Brock Purdy.
I like it.
Love me some Brock Purdy, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I picked guys that, again, I want to give fantasy managers a realistic look at what this is. There'll be some movement, but Kendall and I have talked about this for years on this show, the disrespect and the correlation between a top 5 wide receiver, a first-round wide receiver, and a 10th, 12th round quarterback. And for years, Matt Stafford has been a late-round double-digit quarterback, but Puka and Cooper Kupp and, guys that have played with Stafford, they go in the first round. Yeah, so now you have Jared Goff has just become this player. Dak Prescott's a little bit like that, and I wanted to use Dak in this segment, but I think he's getting less disrespect than Goff is because he's at least coming off as the quarterback 8/quarterback 9, depending on your format. You know what I mean? So it's like he's coming out in like the 6th, 7th round. So like it's not disrespectful, right? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but it's the 10th round for Jared Goff to me. I hear, Kendall, where you're at with Tyler Shuck in the 12th round, and I am in on Shuck. But if I can get Goff in the 10th, that's what I'm doing because that's a quarterback that has. What do you think, guys? Top 5 upside still this season for one or two more goes with Amon-Ra and Gibbs and J-Mo. Sorry, I'm gonna come to you in just one second. Top 5 for Goff? Is his ceiling range of outcomes?
Without rushing, I don't think he has a way to break higher than that, but I do see like a high 30s. He could even crack low 40s touchdown because of how they're in the NFC North against offenses that put up a lot of points, and they project to have a below average defense from what I'm seeing. So all that combined, yeah, I think he's got top 5 upside.
Mike? Top 5, or is that too high? Top 7? I think 7's probably my number.
I would say 7, and it's really just because of the rushing. Everything else is definitely obtainable.
Yeah. So, like, if you're getting the QB 4 5, Evan, I'm still going to come to you. If you're getting the QB 5 to 7 as the quarterback 9, but you're getting him in the 10th round, I don't care anymore what quarterback ranking he is. Yeah. The 10th round is free. At that point, I mean, unless you're picking high upside rookies, you're picking, do I want Cortland Sutton, those kinds of players, who's like the next best guy, the Khalil Shakir, like who might, crack a week or two for me. But that's a player in Jared Goff that I just don't like. Gibbs is going at the 101, 102 at the latest. Amon-Ra's going at the 107 to 110. Like, you've got 2 first rounders and you've got Laporta in the 5th.
It doesn't make sense. And we just did a mock last week, and Goff went at the 14-8. And he was the second to last quarterback taken.
Please tell me it was me that took him. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know if I was in that draft. But...
No, it was Ryder. And yes, you were in that draft. But that's the whole point. Like, it's one of those things where he was one of the last QBs off the board. Mayfield was the last.
Yeah, that's another one who's also disrespected. I didn't
100%.
I didn't want to put him in tonight because there was other guys I wanted to get through, but yeah.
So here's the thing about.
Sorry, go ahead, Evan. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Jared Goff, why he gets so much disrespect. It's the lack of consistency that gets way too much weight from fantasy managers, because one game he'll not even reach 14 fantasy points after 1 touchdown and 1 interception in passing. But then the next game he'll throw 5 passing touchdowns and get you nearly 50 fantasy points. So too many fantasy managers get too scared of the inconsistency, as if Jared Goff somehow sucks and loses you weeks. And it's not true. If you believe the quarterback is going to carry you to a win, then you suck at drafting. I'm just going to put it out there. You suck at drafting at the other positions if you think the quarterback matters that much, even in Superflex.
I mean, he had the lowest game he had last year was 18 points. And
in 4-point or 6?
This looks like 6.
Well, let's just say it's 6, because then 18 would be worse. It'd actually be a worse statistical game than if it was 4 points. It means he'd have more yards. But yes,
I mean, it's so consistent. It's incredible in my mind. Like, there was he had good games, he had bad games. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong number. I apologize. I'm looking at the projection, not at the actual. Never mind. His lowest game was 11. But
it's all. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're all very comfortable with Jared Goff. There's a clear disrespect here, and I mean, it's his worst game last season.
I think it was the 7 intercept, or the.
It was week 1, week 3, and week 4, and he still had 26 and 27 points in each of those weeks. 69 points against Chicago in week 2, 42 against Cincinnati,
17.
33, 52 against Washington, 53 against the Rams. Wow. 55 against Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I'm good with Jared Goff. All right. Evan, we're going to move to a new game. This game is called Who Am I? I'm going to give you a couple of clues. And at the end of the clues, if you don't know, then I will give you the player. But I will give you clue by clue. I don't expect you to get them right away, but we'll see if you can do it.
Let's go.
All right, Evan. I have never finished outside the top 18 in my position. I have only ever finished outside the top 7 in my position 3 times. I've played on the same team my entire career. At the peak of my career, I was receiving 90 plus targets on average every season. Last one. I was the first read target in my offense. Who am I?
Okay. No team hint, right? This is starting to sound like Mike Evans to me.
He just got traded, though.
It is not Mike Evans. That is true. He did just get traded.
He's got to do the whole career one team stuff.
Well done, Kendall. Yep.
I'm just thinking in terms of up to the 2025 season, not counting this season.
Three more clues. My ADP is currently overall player number 109. I am being drafted in the 9th round. And this is the one that should help you the most, possibly give you the answer. I am the tight end 13.
No.
This is starting to sound like Travis Kelce.
Mike, I think, knows it. Who is it, Mike?
It's
Mark Andrews.
Is it likely?
It is not Isaiah Likely because he just got traded to the Giants.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so then it would be
It's
Mark
Mark
Andrews. Yeah.
Who's the answer, Kendall?
It's Mark Andrews because
It is
even
Mark Andrews.
his rookie year, he still smashed. Yeah,
That is correct. And he's played on the same team his whole career. Correct. Mark Andrews, tight end 13, ADP 109 in the 9th round. Mark Andrews is going to be, I think he's going to be on 50% of my rosters in redraft because the 50% that I don't go for one of the big four this year, I'm just going to take him in the 10th. I'll take him in the 9th. Assume he'll have some movement. But like, are you kidding me? Zay Flowers just got the bag. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. Insert player here. Like, okay, go Kobe Lane, maybe Elijah Surratt, maybe Rashad Bateman. We've seen that. Like, it's still Mark Andrews as the second wide receiver in this offense. So, I'm in.
Well, what do you say is ADP at though? The thing that I want to chime in on is like in most ranking sets that I see, Mark Andrews is outside the top 12, which means he should in many leagues go undrafted.
Or close to it.
I mean,
close to it.
You know what I mean? I still see like an Aronde Gadsden and some other guys like this going above him just because some people want some hype. I think his ADP wherever we're reading that from is from when people are actually on the clock. I actually think Mark Andrews falls in that tier of he's possibly going to go more like 12th, 13th, like hyper late. I wouldn't draft him in the 10th for sure. I actually still like some players on the board around that.
But if you needed a tight end,
I've been studying the 10th round quite a bit for those keeper leagues a little bit.
What about if you needed a tight end though, Kendall? You wouldn't take him in the 10th round if you need a tight end?
Well, right. Like
only because if I were to put him in a tier of like 4 other tight ends that I kind of like, right? I'm just saying there's guys that I think will finish similar and have maybe not. I don't think they have the same upside because I think he has legitimate 10, 12 touchdown upside in that offense, especially since I'm fading Henry. But I think there's guys that will finish close or could finish close to him in a mid-range outcome that I can get a 4-round discount from 10 to 14. I think it's a big discount. If you give me a list of players that are going in the 10th round, I'm sure I'm going to find some names that are like, wow, that feels like a really strong flex. I want to take a shot on.
All right. So Mike, if you when I get to, I think you're next on this board, but can somebody pull that data? And we'll add that to the show tonight for the next segment of King of the Hill.
I want to look at our
because I want to add Andrews now to King of the Hill. But I'm sorry, really quickly, fine. Kendall. I'm getting ADP. I've got Mark Andrews ADP from Yahoo 15, sleeper. Sorry, tight end 15, sleeper, tight end 14, Fantasy Pros, tight end 13. So he's coming off the board as the tight end 13 and a half, 14, and it's like.
You have to be in a league that's drafting 2 tight ends, or I think he's going in one of the last 2 rounds. So is kind of my point on that one.
We draft. So our mock draft from last Friday, he was the 11-7 out of a 12-team draft. He was 11-7, and he was somebody's second tight end at that point. Goddard, Strange, Gadsden, Chig, Henry, Sadiq, and Juwan Johnson went after him.
Man, I'm telling you. All right, so I'm gonna give you some tight ends. We'll play a really fast game of King of the Hill, based just off ADP. Kendall, you ready? Mark Andrews is climbing the hill. Mark Andrews, Brenton Strange.
Mark Andrews.
Likely or likely.
Mark Andrews.
Hunter Henry.
Mark Andrews.
Dallas Goedert.
Actually, Mark Andrews.
Travis Kelce.
Hot take, but Mark Andrews.
I don't think it's that hot, but yeah. Mark Andrews, Jake Ferguson.
Wow. Okay, you're winning this take because I still want to draft Mark Andrews.
Okay. Andrews or Gadsden.
I got a soft spot for Gadsden, but that is a
there's
lot of mouths.
A lot of mouths.
And
plus, there's 3 tight ends anyway. It's just not even the team. It's his own room.
It's the same tier for me, but actually, I'm gonna take Andrews.
Andrews or George.
George.
Okay, Andrews or
Substation
Kincaid. Or Andrews or Kincaid.
Kincaid's literally like a tight end 6 for me. It's crazy.
So you just moved all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll give you George. You just moved him from the tight end 14 to the tight end 10. That's just
I mean that kind of sounds. Yeah, it kind of sounds like it for me. Yeah.
I still want to get that data for the other players in the 9th, 10th, and 11th rounds, and we'll play King of the Hill
I got a
that
mock
way,
pulled up
so.
right now. Hyper competitive. Like this was
Likewise.
our. Wait, no, that's super flex. So
No,
that's
you
not
were.
It's fine.
I have,
Someone just
I
shoot
have
me
the
the
one.
link.
I have the one from last week.
Yeah,
Mike,
have
if
me
you
do
can
it.
shoot me a link, or we'll
got
figure it
you.
out how to pull it up. But Kendall, you are on the next contestant on Who Am I?
Hit me.
Well, I have it pulled up. I'll just pull. I can put
All
it
right,
on the screen.
we'll do it because the next one is King of the Hill. The next game. All right, I am on a brand new team this season.
Ooh, okay. Starting off with a bang. Okay.
This will be my 3rd team I have played for in my career.
3rd team.
I have only finished outside the top 24 at my position one time, and it was last season.
I know who it is.
Last season. Okay. Oh, this is AJ Brown.
It's an excellent guess, but that is not who it is.
I know exactly who it is.
Hold on, Mike. I think you
I'm
do,
not
but
gonna
let me
say it.
give Kendall 2 more clues. Let me let him finish his streak.
He's been
I
traded.
am a 29-year-old
He's on his
player.
3rd team. He's been traded twice. Say it again.
29 years old.
Derrick Henry? No, he's only no.
30.
He's been one team. He's 29 years old. 3rd. I hate that it's so obvious. I think both of you guys
It's
have it. And I don't.
incredibly.
He is statistically one of the safest RB2s
God.
in the game. That's your
Dave
last
Montgomery.
clue. That's right.
He's literally on my wall.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
When you said it was so painfully obvious, I was like, yeah, it's right behind you.
I actually
I
didn't
was
get it
thinking
because
the
the
same
painfully
thing.
obvious, but like as soon as you said that was crazy. I think it's when you're a homer, you don't think of
You
like,
don't
oh, he's
think
been
about
traded
it.
3
Yeah.
times. You
Yeah.
give them so much forgiveness that you don't think they've been traded a bunch. That's what
you
threw
just,
me.
I mean, we're so data driven, and we have rankings, and we've
Well,
got
no. When
mocks
you
and,
said
like, all this
when you
information
said
when you do a
3
blind.
teams, I didn't
knew
need,
right
I
away?
didn't need anything else. Yeah. I just
Well, the
knew.
AJ Brown would have been. That's why I said it was an
close.
excellent guess,
Yeah.
because that's where had I done this. I mean, I wrote the game, but like that's actually where my brain would have gone when I was like, okay, brand new team, 3rd team.
Well,
I was like, wait, Titans, Eagles. Okay, but it's definitely AJ Brown.
But I knew you were
29 years old. I was like, it's for sure AJ Brown.
No, I knew you were gonna do it just because
Monty.
of his thing. So.
Yeah,
I got it fast. I would have
scored.
scored some points if we were
Love
doing an
mine.
arbitrary point system. I don't feel terrible about that.
David Montgomery, currently the running back 25 ADP player, 49 overall in the 4th round, which seemed a little high to me. But then when I go back through it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the beginning of, are you in on Monty or not? Because otherwise it's sort of the new dead zone. But I did the game earlier in my prep for this show. I think I have him at like RB 23, 24. You know what I mean, Kendall? When there's certain times when, you and I talk about like, I just can't rank him higher than this. Like there's just no way. I think running back 25 is probably appropriately priced.
Where should we play? Where does everyone have him currently in their rankings?
You guys can. Yeah, sure. I don't have my redraft rankings, but I can just use this list from. It's not. I mean, I can pull mine. You have him at 19. All right, Evan.
David Montgomery, I have 25.
Okay, Kendall. So you have him right at ADP, Evan.
I'm not like
Roughly.
crazy high on him this year, I guess, man. I have him at 23.
That's
He's
where
pretty
I have
close though. I have him right with like it's him, Bucky, and ETN for me, and Swift are really, really close. I have him over Swift, but below Bucky and ETN. But like if Kamara stays, I think there's a chance he could leap ETN. So I got him neck and neck with Bucky at like 22.
See, I have him over Tootin, which I know everyone is high on Tootin, and I get it. I get it.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think market consensus is, and in the dynasty circles especially, Tootin was being traded for 1st-round picks this offseason. You know what I mean? Like it's but that's.
I should have bought some shares of him then, so I can sell them high.
Yeah, you should have.
Honestly, that is why I drafted every running back blindly in 2025. It was just literally, I'm going to take everyone. I'm not even going to have a take. I'm just going to draft them all and see what happens.
All right, Mike. Welcome back to the show, sir. Mike, of course, from our New York studios. You are next on Who Am I? Mike, the striking resemblance of you and that GIF.
You look just like Chanel.
I'm
going to picture you clapping and smiling like that.
All right, sir. You don't get as many clues because some of your clues, I think you. Let's play.
Give it away. Okay.
Yeah, I have played for 4 teams in my career.
Interesting.
My current team, I have finished inside the top 12 of my position all 3 seasons. 2 of my teams, I did not play a full season with them. My longest tenure was at my first franchise. The number of years he has played the most of his career were at his first franchise. Okay, this is the last clue. This one should at least eliminate.
I think I got it.
Hold that thought, Kendall. I am a former number 1 overall pick.
Oh.
Kendall, did that confirm it or did that confuse you? I know you're not the contestant. Do you still have it or did you change? Did that clue make you change your answer?
Is it Mayfield?
Well done, Mike.
Yeah, I did have it. I was thinking Mayfield, but I
the 101. Well, when you said that, it made things
some
a
clapping
little
in there.
I definitely have clapping.
Nicely done, man.
Well done,
I was
Mike.
thinking Kirk Cousins for a minute too, actually.
Kirk Cousins would have been on team number. No, Kirk Cousins has played for like Washington, Atlanta, the Raiders, Minnesota. Yeah, 4 teams at least. Cousins. It's a good guess. Yeah, the answer is Baker Mayfield. Coming off the board right now at ADP overall 142 in the 11th, boys. Count them, 11 rounds.
A lot of news on your boy.
I think it's.
At least he's not holding in.
Let me ask you a serious question. Dynasty question. Yes or no? Don't analyze it. Just yes or no. If you knew that buying Baker Mayfield for a 2028 first would give you a legitimate shot at winning the league, would you make that trade?
No.
No for Mike. Evan, you look confused. So that's either a no or you don't understand the question.
Well, it's not that I don't understand the question. It's that there's so many missing details to it that I can't just answer that.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a team that absolutely needed a quarterback, yes.
You absolutely need a quarterback. You do not have your start. You have Dak Prescott and Malik Willis and nothing else. Nothing else. You do not even have someone you can start.
I think I'd say no.
Okay, I'll make it easier. It's your own power rankings. You think you are easily a top 3 team, and it's just between 3 teams, and your biggest hole is at quarterback. But you're
correct. You're making the playoffs. Your roster
team.
is good enough. There's a high enough ceiling at your skill positions to absolutely make everything presumes health, but that you're going to make the playoffs. And Baker gives you a legit shot because when it happens when you make the playoffs. You just need to have the high score for 2 weeks. You could be the last team in. That's the beauty of the playoffs. Like you just need your team to go off at the right time.
It's a Baker ceiling question. I think.
Correct.
I think as at the heart of it is just how league winning is he when that's your
if you're a win now team and Baker gives you that upside, would you trade a 28 first for him, or is that too
decent? It was a decent question because even on the show we've had various like Tampa Bay Buccaneers conversations. I think more than a lot. So I'm actually curious to hear what you guys think about this one.
It's not quite the disrespect of Goff because his players go so much higher and they are worth it, but like Buka's going early. I think he's going in like the third round right now. Is middle wide receiver 11? Fourth round. So he's going at wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like he's going early. People love Kenny Gainwell. A lot of people's ADP has him as basically a fringe RB2 because there's just so many like, do you want Dowdle or Gainwell? You know what I mean? There's just questions about that.
Gainwell.
All right. Mike, Baker for 28 first.
With all that being said, I mean, I might do it.
Win now.
Yeah, then I'd probably do it. But my only issue with it is
going to be late. It's going to be a late pick, right?
Yeah,
and
I mean,
keep your
that's my hope.
All your 27 picks, and that's the class of classes.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only caveat. I mean, I'm okay with that if that's the caveat. If
that's the caveat, you get to keep all your 27 picks.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I made that trade in our league, one of our leagues. And Mike, I think that's the one that you're in, but I think it's Hard Knocks.
I'd easily do it. I would do that.
I tried to go. Sorry, Kendall. I made that trade a couple weeks ago. It was kind of quiet. It was late at night. I tried to get Goff. But the guy that has Goff only has 3 quarterbacks, and he's like, I can't give up. Like, he would have nothing. He's saying he'd be taking my situation, and I'd be taking his. So I get why he didn't want to trade Goff.
Yeah.
Nobody else has anything. And then the other stuff was like Kendall, like the trades you offered were fine, but like Carson Beck and Jacoby Brissett don't. Like, maybe Carson Beck helps neck. You know what I mean? Like, maybe. But it's like this roster just doesn't. It just couldn't. I don't think it has the ceiling without him. Like, because we don't know who Malik Willis is. I know we're getting off the game show. We're going to go back. But this Dynasty show, we got to mix in some Dynasty stuff. Anyway, it's an interesting thought. I made that trade, so obviously I would do it, but I could totally understand someone that doesn't want to make that trade and would rather just keep the first and figure it out.
Yeah.
Or trade or package and move up a higher tier than Baker. So I get it.
I think outside of injury, the simple take on Baker is that no one's talking about. Like, I've been scrolling way too much FFX when I'm just really like, I'm not bored at work, but I'm overstimulated. I need just a little fantasy football to just cool it down.
I hope
a little
your boss
bit
watches this show.
I hope so. That'd be fantastic, man. Click that bell if you haven't already. They have, if you were to extend, a lot of people, the fantasy footballers just kind of came out. They ranked the wide receiver duos, right? That was a pretty popular post. I don't think they get enough credit for, if you were to take a team and you have to go 4 wide receivers deep, Tampa Bay's top 4 wide receivers as a group are absolutely filthy. Like, I love their wide receiver 3-4. You're telling me Tez Johnson and Ted Hurst, flip them however you want to? That's nice for me. That tells me they can literally trade anybody and still run out a pretty competent team, let alone they can trade someone and get an injury. And I think they're still good. It's really rare to see that. Like, I think Baker is always going to be thrown to dogs, and they're like all underrated. So there's a lot of stability if you pay that 28 first for him. Unless, that's why I say outside of injury, unless he gets injured, I think the next 4 or 5 years the team is just going to have a good offense.
Yeah.
And so I think it gives them really safe floor, and it's often some of the similar reasons we like Goff. But that team has more fragility, losing the head coach. Center change is kind of weird, right? Baker's kind of like, his top end is just different, and he's got a little bit of that like Bryce Young level legs where he can rush in a couple touchdowns. We talked about Purdy earlier. Purdy gets sneakily up there in rankings because he's going to get 20 yards per game and maybe rush something in. We don't give Baker enough credit for having that. If he's going to have a 35 touchdown season, the fact that he has a little on his legs, it's meaningful.
I didn't intend to go this deep down the rabbit hole, but I will end with this as we move into the next segment of games. I think nothing bad can happen for Baker right now as far as the news that's out there. And I say this as a former coach. Baker has the leverage right now. If he plays poorly, he loses that. But that's the NFL. You could have a contract, and if you play poorly, that contract can get restructured real fucking quick. Things move. We've seen teams eat incredible amounts of dead money to get rid of their quarterbacks. Twice now. 3 times really with Watson.
53.
So my point being about Baker is this. Baker doesn't have anything to lose in the sense that if he plays really well, the Bucs will pay him. They should have paid him this year. That was disrespectful.
Agreed.
That was disrespectful. But they should. He has earned it. Whether it's disrespect, fine. But like, he has earned that. If they don't pay him this year and he plays well, they can pay him. Or he hits the open market. Maybe he does feel disrespected. You're right, Kendall. Todd Bowles probably. I don't think the Bucs are going to have a playoff team. I think they'll be like they always are. They'll be close. Fringe. But it doesn't mean Baker can't have a great statistical season.
Dude,
so anyway,
if the Bucs screw it up, Stafford retires, they trade for Baker.
100%.
Baker and that team runs it fucking back one more time. 100%. That would be a sick
and Simpson
story.
Simpson doesn't look good.
Simpson just ain't it, and it's just that's so Rams, right? Yeah, we drafted Simpson.
You've still got the chance to pay Puka. You've got yeah. All right, fellas, let's play King of the Hill.
Yay!
Here we go.
We ready?
Well, on the pre-show, wondering where we're going to have this weird Josh Downs and Marion Hampton section here finally.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
All right.
Kendall, you're first.
Hit me.
Kendall, your contestant on King of the Hill is Mr. Brock Bowers.
Okay. I'm above market. Let's get it.
You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Sorry, I just lost my spot here. Give me 1 second. Oh, no, we got to go way down here. All right, are you ready? Brock Bowers, you are on King of the Hill.
PPR, no tight end premium, right?
Correct.
Cool.
BTJ.
Bowers.
Tate.
Bowers.
Marv.
Bowers.
Pierce.
Bowers.
Sutton,
Bowers.
Watson,
Bowers.
Rome,
Bowers.
Evans,
Bowers.
DJ Moore,
Bowers.
Lad McConkey,
Bowers.
Adams,
Bowers.
Scary Terry,
Bowers.
Jalen Waddle,
Bowers.
J-Mo.
Bowers.
Bowers don't get tired. Bowers don't need no break. He don't need no hydration break.
Mm-mm.
Luther Burden the third.
Love him. Bowers.
Garrett Wilson.
Bowers.
Emeka Egbigbu.
I'm totally getting that exact jersey spelling, and it's still Bowers. And I'm maybe the industry highest on Igbuka. I think I've recently learned this.
Teteroya McMillan.
Insanely high on him, too. Bowers.
Devonta Smith.
Bowers.
Zay Flowers.
Bowers.
T. Higgins.
Bowers.
Neighbors.
Bowers.
Olave.
Bowers.
Rashi Rice.
Bowers.
I knew I could have started this list about 5 players ago, but I wanted
to get the idea.
Yeah, this is it. Rashi Rice, Nico Collins.
Bowers.
AJ Brown.
Ooh.
We are at the line. I'm still taking Bowers.
Okay. Pickens.
Bowers.
Justin Jefferson.
JJ.
Drake London, CD Lamb, Amon-Ra, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah, they're honestly right now. I have Bowers above London.
You have Bowers above London.
I'm magically a little bit high on JJ.
Sorry, you had Bowers or JJ?
Right, I have JJ like 2 spots above Bowers.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I can just switch them in my rankings. So you have him at the wide receiver 7. Jamar Chase. Okay, well, let's do it in reverse just to make sure. Ready? Bowers, King of the Hill. Chase.
Like I'll say right now, I have like JJ, Puka, CD, AJ Brown. Then it's Bowers
on JSN.
Oh, they're way up there, right?
Okay. So you have him did you have a wide receiver 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fair. This is what I wanted to. This is the point of the exercise. Obviously, was just how valuable he is. Evan and Mike, your lists are not nearly as long, but it's that age-old question: are you investing a late first, let's say early second, because that's what it's going to end up being? Are you investing a second-round pick in redraft on Brock Bowers? Because that's what we used to do for Andrews and Kelsey in their heyday, and people said it was crazy for a year or two until it kept working. So, Evan, I'll go to throw to you first. Yes or no? Are you investing a second-round pick on Brock Bowers, no tight end premium, but full PPR?
Easily, yes.
Mike?
I might.
Okay, so maybe. Kendall?
Come on, get off the fence.
Easy. For sure.
I've always lived
mid-second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
that. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm just not there with it. It's really just I understand that he could be that good at a wide receiver 7 in your tight end spot is huge. I don't know how much I'm fully there yet, and I agree with Kendall in the context of a middle second. Like he went in the early second in our recent mock. That's too high for me. Too high. I can't do it. I can maybe, if he's getting to me at the 210 where I was last week, I would probably take that. But
what's stopping you?
At earlier, like if I'm at the 2-3, I'm not there yet. It's
but I mean,
Cousins, it's the offense, it's the concept of they're still building their line. They're still yes, he's the only trusted weapon they have. I have no doubt on that. And Genti is still they're going to have to figure that out as well. Their line is garbage, and I'm just, I understand that at this point, are there going to be times where they're going to be passing? Of course. So that makes him more, I understand his value in a volume standpoint. I don't know. I'm just not fully there yet on him to be that early. If he's in the middle of the second, I'm not going to, that's not a hesitation. I can understand that.
Yeah, see, I think
okay.
This is
I'm the highest on Bowers here, I think.
You're the highest on Bowers,
yeah.
But I don't. Here's what I was going to actually. I'm glad you said that, Kendall, because this is what I was going to kind of tail. I think that there is absolutely a world where he finishes as the wide receiver 7. I think that's absolutely in his range of outcomes. I think if he stays healthy and the volume, I think if things go as expected, he's the tight end 1.
In a Clint Kubiak offense, right? I am not doubting that.
Yeah. So, but the question is that worth it? The question is, you have to hit that to get that return. And I think Kendall, the real question is the answer is your confidence is much higher than everybody else's. Because I think he can do it, but my confidence is probably a lower percentage than yours is. But I will
That's
say
well
this.
said. Yeah.
I will say this. I am very much, I said it a while ago when we were talking about Mark Andrews. I am going to do what I don't ever do. And I'm going to take one of the big four early to just be done and not have to worry about the position. Or I'm going to have a hell of a lot of Mark Andrews in the 10th. Because it's like I just don't want anything in the middle outside those top four. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as bought in on as the community is right now on Fanon as the consensus 5. I'm not bought in as on Laporta as the consensus 5. I don't like the vibes with McBride in Arizona right now, so I'm out on McBride in the 2nd or even in the 3rd. Because if I can go get Tyler Warren in the 4th, that's where I'm going. Because Tyler Warren is this season's poor man's Brock Bowers, but not that poor. So anyway, let's move on. But I think it's an interesting conversation to keep having as you start to look at your drafts, as you start to do mock drafts. Please come to Evan's mock draft show, Monday Night Mocks with Evan. He does a great job every week putting those together. And if you are trying
Monday Night Mock Drafts with Evan.
There you go.
What did I say? Never mind. I said it wrong, but let's just move on. But my point being is like, if you want to keep practicing, like get in there with Evan. So it'll be great. Evan, you are up, sir. Your contestant is Josh Downs, king of the hill. Don't make me say that. Shakir.
Bowers.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. That's good. That's the right answer. But I'm bummed.
In this case, it's close, but I'm going to go Josh Downs.
Okay. Sorry. Context, full PPR.
Sure.
Newly signed as of a couple hours ago, Washington Commander, Stephon Diggs. Downs.
Diggs.
Really? Okay. Jalen Reed.
I'll go Downs over Reed.
Worthy.
Downs over Worthy.
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
Okay. Golden.
Downs.
Okay. And I'm going to quick fire these. Pittman, Johnston, Addison. Addison over any of them?
I'll take Pittman and Addison over Downs, but not over Johnston.
Okay. Lemon, Robinson, Tyson.
Which Robinson?
Wandale.
I'll take Wandale over Downs and not so much Lemon anymore because he's got a hamstring issue.
Sure. Okay.
Tyson's a tough one because I don't know if he's 100% healthy either. So I think I'd go Downs over the rookies.
So I think
assume health for Tyson. His reports have been outstanding lately. He's about as fresh as it gets.
Yeah,
I get it, but how long is that going to last is what I'm worried about. I don't want to predict injuries, but I'm still worried.
It's also the second one he's had in the last 2 camps.
Yeah, here's why I brought this one up. Because I think Downs is one of those players that could rise, or he's going to hold and be a value for you. Like, I don't think he's going to fall in value unless there's an injury, but like assuming that we get the next month out of this and he's healthy through camp, we'll see what the timeline and what the real power is for Alec Pierce and what he can do. But at the end of the day, I think I brought him up for a reason. Josh Downs is interesting to me as a late, wide receiver target, because I think he's a flex candidate for sure. And I think in a pinch, you can start him, especially early in the season with Daniel Jones kind of figuring himself out a lot. I think a lot of that offense is going to go to short underneath targets to Downs, to Tyler Warren, and, run it through JT to try to take as much pressure off Daniel Jones as possible and not put too much pressure to get Alex Pierce back on the field as quickly as possible. Yeah. So I think if you want to start with a player the first month who I think floor is like 7-8 points, but ceiling is maybe 13-14. If he kicks you a touchdown on a good week, like that's a good player to have early over that first 4 weeks of the season. So just keep an eye on Josh Downs and what's the news out of Colts camp, because he's one that I picked because I think he could go a lot of different ways. Mike, you are the next. But
before we get to Mike, I'll mention that as of right now, I have Josh Downs as my PPR wide receiver 44. I have him ahead of Quentin Johnston and technically Romeo Dobbs, but I think I'm going to be moving Dobbs up pretty soon.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Sorry, Mike, contestant number 3. Omarion Hampton. Are you ready, sir?
I hope so.
Are you sure you're ready?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Okay. Jeremiah Love.
Oh, it's Hampton.
Bowers.
Bowers, yes.
Always coming up Bowers, baby.
Can we get a soundbite of just that as a sound clip? Bowers. But I want to be
Bowers.
Evan saying it.
Actually,
just like
no,
that.
I kind of want it to be Kendall.
Yeah, I want it to be Kendall too.
Well, I think we could have
He
two. We
said
could have
it
just
so much.
Yeah, we could have the impressive, just the emphatic from Evan. Bowers. And then we could have
I
Kendall.
like it.
Bowers. Like his just shows his range. All right.
I like it.
Back to
I
the
like
game
it.
at hand. Jeremiah Love or Omarion Hampton?
It's Omarion Hampton.
KW3.
Hampton.
Kyron Williams.
Hampton.
Chase Brown.
Ooh, closer. Hampton.
Saquon Barkley.
Wow. Okay.
Saquon Barkley. Oh, this is
Okay.
Mike's game.
It's still going to be Hampton.
Derrick Henry.
Hampton.
Achan.
Ooh, Hampton.
Genty.
Hampton.
James Cook.
James Cook.
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
JT.
Yeah.
So you have him as the RB6. Omarion Hampton.
Yes, I do.
I think that's probably his ceiling, but again, it's similar to what we just talked about with Bowers.
I had
Hampton's
him
gonna
at 8.
go at what 8?
I had him at running back 8, and after playing that, I moved him to 6.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was gonna say because I just gave you got him all the way to 6 here. So
Yeah.
He's a first round pick for you then.
that's
Yeah.
He's got to be. He's got to be 12th
he's-
overall or higher. Yeah, he's
he's at the
Yeah,
1-2 turn.
Yeah.
All right, so let's play a really, really quick game. Really quick side game. Kendall, would you rather start James Cook, Omarion Hampton, or would you rather start with CeeDee Lamb and Bowers?
Cook Hampton.
Okay, Mike. Well, no, you don't get to play because you just said you would take him there. Evan, would you rather start with CeeDee Lamb and Omarion Hampton, or Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor?
I'll go CMC and Taylor.
Okay. That's kind of where I'm at with Hampton is I want to leave. The reason I played that way was I want to leave my draft if I'm closer to the turn with Hampton.
Yeah.
But I think I
100%.
feel a lot better with him as my RB2 than as my RB1, which is why I asked certain questions certain ways. Like I think I'd rather leave a draft. Like James Cook's probably going to be at the 107, 108 in that range. I could see that happening. I mean, it's probably more likely he's in the double digits, 10 through 12, but I could see him getting steamed up if there's any injury news, if the Vikings can't figure it out, JJ could drop, like there's movement. But my point is I'd rather start with two really I'd rather start with Omarion Hampton and Chase Brown because they'll both be there at the 1-2 turn. You know what I mean? Than like CD and Hampton. I mean, that I'd be okay with that because it's CD, but like Justin Jefferson and Hampton, that would give me some nerves. So, all right, boys, this is it. We're gonna popcorn this really quickly. On my screen, it is Kendall, Mike, and then Evan.
Okay.
Kendall, Mike, Evan. Everyone's favorite segment. Legit or bullshit? Legit or bullshit? Quick fire. Kendall, Mike, Evan. Kendall, BTJ will have more than 849.5 receiving yards this season.
Legit.
Mike, Ashton Genty will score more fantasy points this season than all 3 Denver running backs combined.
Legit.
I didn't hear.
A
What did you say?
morose legit.
Legit. Okay. Evan, and I'm not going to say names, then I'm going to quick fire these. Evan, someone other than, I don't even want to say this one, someone other than Bijan or Gibbs will finish as the overall RB1.
I'm going to say bullshit.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you're pretty locked in on Bijan and Gibbs. Cincinnati Bengals, who have the easiest strength of schedule at the wide receiver position, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will both finish inside the top 12.
Bullshit.
Devon Achane will finish outside the top 12 at the RB position.
Oh, I want to be the one to say this too.
Say it. It's your
I want to say
turn.
bullshit.
Okay, so you have him inside the top 12. Tyler
Wow.
Shuck will finish as a top 12 quarterback
Well,
this
wait.
season.
Oh, wait. Say that again.
Mike meant to answer the other way. Mike
I meant
Mike
to
wants
answer
him
the other way. I want him outside the 12.
Devon
Yeah.
Achane will finish outside of the top 12.
Oh, then I agree. Legit.
Okay.
I just
Tyler
meant-
Shuck
yeah, I
will
missed
finish
it.
as a top 12 quarterback this season.
Bullshit.
David Montgomery will have more than 6.5 rushing touchdowns this season.
Legit.
Luther Burden III will be the target leader in the Bears offense.
Gross. It's bullshit, but he'll be number 2.
Okay. Wandale Robinson will have less than 874.5 passing yards this season.
I could see it. I think it could be legit.
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson will have more touchdowns than Chris Olave.
Oh,
Bullshit.
yeah. Bullshit.
Brock Bowers. I wish this one had worked out that it would have been Kendall, but it's not. Brock Bowers will finish as the wide receiver 8 this season. I'm so glad that game worked out the way it did, because I swear to you, I put this not knowing
really
how
funny.
high he was going to climb the mountain. That's where I was like, I could see it. Wide receiver
I'm actually
8.
going to be I'm going to be legit because I actually have him in my rankings as a wide receiver 8.
Well, we know Kendall thinks that one's legit. So,
Oh boy.
Bucky Irving will have listen. Bucky Irving will have less than 1,000 total combined yards from scrimmage.
Legit.
Okay, less than 1,000 yards for Bucky.
I agree.
Javonte will finish inside the top 12 for the second season in a row.
Bullshit. James has been steamed up a lot recently. He's going to cut into it. He'll finish RB 15 maybe.
Kenneth Gainwell III will have more total yards than Rashad White.
Yeah. Yes. Legit.
Okay. I mean, don't overthink it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This I hate this one, but it is kind of fun because it's true. Aaron Jones will play less than 10 games this season.
Ooh, gross. We're going to talk about
10.5 games this season.
His Vegas line's 10.5, yeah.
I'm going to say bullshit until we see otherwise.
Okay. Austin Eckler will be on an NFL roster at some point this season.
Legit. Absolutely legit.
So?
I've picked him up in every dynasty league, and already everyone that saw it was like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
When they get the little hearts on the trade thing, you'd be interested. I've got like 8 hearts on him everywhere I picked him up.
He's I saw him today because I was thumbing through. I don't know who was he on with. Oh, Matthew Berry. He was on with Matthew Berry, and this. I didn't watch the episode. I just saw some of the clips, but I watched Austin Eckler's clips. There's 3 of them. That's what he was talking about. Was just like, I'm taking my time. I'm being patient, and I'm trying to like do the coach speak, read between the lines. Like, does he have a job? Does he not have a job? I think there's what he did say, and that's what made this question was. He's like, it may not be week 1, and I'm okay with that. And I'm a complimentary role guy. I think it was almost like a soft sales pitch of like, hey, I'm cool if you guys need someone in week 8. Yes, I have nothing to do.
Couch.
I've been working out. I've been keeping up with it. So yeah, but I think it's true. I think he'll play.
Ooh, would you rather
I don't know whose turn it is. What?
It's me, but would you rather have Austin Eckler or Najee Harris?
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler.
Is Najee even able to play?
Yeah, I don't think Najee has a shot. I think Eckler. I can't believe this is the odds. I think Eckler has a better shot.
How?
What do you mean how? Najee has one eye and he's atrocious. Like people have seen him play.
Yeah, he's like not medically cleared.
At least when you saw Austin Eckler play, he was like, he was just old. Like he just, but he
healthy Najee and Eckler.
Still
Eckler. Eckler was the RB2. Najee was like the RB20.
When Eckler lands on like the Ravens as some backup juice and then gets traded to the Chiefs halfway through the season to supplant Kenneth Walker's injury issues, and all of a sudden he does like a Raheem Mostert
thinking about
like
it wrong.
playoff thing.
No, you're thinking about it all wrong, bro.
He's going
to
go
to
San
back to the
Francisco.
Chargers. No, fuck that. No, he's not. When he goes back to the Chargers.
You sure? Because you guys got 20 guys that are injured currently.
No, it's the Niners. The Niners don't play with 53 guys on the team. They play with like 17. You know this. Don't worry about it.
They only had 20 guys go down, the most in the NFL.
We got you right.
We can't have nice things. The Cardinals
away
are going to
from the electrical plant, please.
The Cardinals are going to sign him and then put him above Jeremiah Love on the depth chart.
Exactly
That's what's going to happen.
If the
whose turn it is.
49ers if the 49ers end up like Bishop Sycamore where they're just having the same players on
Oh my
offense
God,
and defense,
that would be
having to swap
hilarious.
helmets, holy crap.
I would laugh hysterically, and it could happen. Anyway,
You
I'm
guys
up.
don't. You mean you laugh, but it's like, will the fan in section 304, row 17, seat 6, please report to the locker room? You're doing the kickoff. Like it could fucking happen.
But do you like? I mean, seriously, I'm at the
Didn't
point.
they make a movie
being
about that with Mark Wahlberg, Vince Papali? Wasn't Vince
Invincible?
Papali like?
Are you talking about Invincible?
Yeah.
Oh my
Invincible.
Lord, the bartender.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Didn't they have?
Yeah.
Didn't the Eagles have like? I know it's the 70s, but like, didn't the Eagles?
Yeah,
have
they had
fucking tryouts.
They had
the Niners in the
they
20s.
have tryouts
6
every year for all 32 teams too. They do that. They actually have just random, things for all.
Kind of
32.
making my point, Mike. Kind of making my point.
Well,
So,
then San Francisco should start investing in that right now, or move their damn facility. Anyway.
Bijan Robinson, newly paid, most valuable contract in the NFL at the running back position for another 7 to 10 days. Bijan Robinson will have more total fantasy points than all 3 Jacksonville running backs.
Oh, legit.
Bashal Tutin will have 1,500 total yards from scrimmage this season.
Of course, this goes to Evan.
I'm going to say bullshit, but I still think he goes over 1,000.
Bashal Tutin will have 16 total touchdowns this season.
Bullshit, and I'm the highest on him. I can't do it.
Bashal Tutin was quoted as saying like what his goals are for this season.
God.
And he was like, yeah, I think like I would want to get 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. He's like, I know it's lofty and like it would put me at like the elite performance level, but I was like, bro,
He's
you're
not
not
there.
getting any. No, sit
Who's
the
the one
fuck
that
down.
put up a ridiculous goal the other day that I just sat there and like laughed hysterically?
Let's say this. I have a better chance of getting onto the 49ers roster than Bashal Tutin does of getting 1,500 total yards and 16 touchdowns. That is
There.
I mean, dude,
That
I
is
actually
not
think
bullshit. That's legit.
it's closer to the range of outcomes than you think, though, because all you got to do is picture in your head that, like, if that offense is better than the Bengals ever had with Chase Brown, just pretend he's Chase Brown for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, everyone was not in on
maybe.
Chase Brown. Like me and you were probably the highest in the entire industry for a decent portion of time on Chase Brown when people they had to look up where he was drafted. They're close. Their prospect profiles are different. Chase Brown didn't have fumbling issues and was a workhorse, much different than Bashal Tutin. But if he can, like, there's 2 or 3 ifs, but if those ifs are decent, and you say that about a lot of players, that offense is nice. We definitely agree that offense is absolutely explosive. Like there's a world where he just gets like 10 free Detroit Lions style touchdowns where the offense is just crazy. Who was their backup running back that had like 10 touchdowns? If C-Rod gets a little too banged up and Bashal was used in the short yardage situation last year, I got to stop, man. You just got to cut me off with Bashal, man. You got to mute the mic.
No, I want to hear this now. Now you're too far down the rabbit hole.
All right, okay. Simple math says high-powered. Forget Bashal Tutin. Just say relatively like has boom bust, but clearly everyone in their family agrees there's some sort of a boom outcome, at least game to game for him. Like if you're off of him, like his profile is explosive. He catches passes. It was great in short yardage. Everyone can agree to that. So we generally know that good offenses, we can always pencil in 10 touchdowns for the RB1 with very little competition and great offenses. Like we project that. They don't have to be good running backs, right? They just have to get the volume. RJ Harvey played bad last year. Look at his fantasy finish. He actually got in the end zone a lot, and he has a similar profile. I think Bashal Tutin might be more talented than RJ Harvey. It's more of an anti-RJ Harvey take, but like you put that together and you can kind of see it happening. So all of a sudden, he's the short yardage guy last year already. The offense will be better. Trevor probably has a little less rushing down the line than he did this year, in my opinion, because team's going to be good, want to stay healthy. And then you just add to the fact that he's going to have the least loaded boxes of all time because they're receiving everyone's talking about the receiving core, which means the defenses are going to prep for that and say, if Bashal Tutin wants to beat us today, we probably deserve to lose. That's kind of the recipe for like a guy who can be explosive to do something.
But let me give you some names. You ready? Focal point of their offense, Derrick Henry. Focal point of their offense, Jonathan Taylor. I'm still going to call him the focal point of the offense, even though they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts, who had a great season last year. But Bijan, second focal point of the offense, James Cook, Gibbs. And then you start getting into some other situations, Barkley, Walker, like some of these other guys, right? Why did I bring up all those names? Because that's the feature of their offense. Derrick Henry, 1,412. JT, 1,385 and 11. Bijan, 1,372 and 9. Gibbs, 1,250 and 12. Evan said legit Oh, excuse me. He said bullshit too. Nobody besides Bijan and Gibbs would finish as the RB1. So Bashal Tutin's going to have 3 more touchdowns and 100 yards more in an offense that we like, with good receivers and a tight end that they just paid and a running back, a quarterback that runs and can snag some touchdowns. Like, it would be massively impressive. Whose turn is it? I think it's great to set goals. Jadarian Price will finish ahead of Jeremiah Love in points per game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
In points per game.
I can go legit there, actually.
Interesting. I wanted to see. I thought that was a little spicy because I wanted to see how high. Because like everyone's, so
I mean,
off.
I still have. I have Love higher.
Honestly, that is one to watch.
Ranked
Yeah.
higher.
That's
But I
don't think
definitely
anybody.
see.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has Jadarian Price even in the same tier as Love. That's my point. But like,
I'm at 26,
PPG, and where do you have Love?
17.
Yeah, it's not the same tier.
No, I know.
That's
I'm
not
just saying.
It's interesting. Quarterback drafted outside, Evan. Quarterback drafted outside the top 100 players, round 9 on average, will finish top 5 at the position.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to even think about that one.
Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield. I mean, there's some names. Matt Stafford. These are names that.
I mean, I guess it could be legit. I don't know. I don't really think of it that way. I just want a quarterback that helps me win. I don't care if they're top 5.
Play the game. Rashee Rice, Kendall, will finish outside the top 24 at the wide receiver position.
I hate him. Bullshit still.
Okay. Kyle Monangai, Mike, will have more fantasy points than both Washington running backs.
Interesting. I want that to be the case, but bullshit.
So you think one of them will outscore Monangai?
I do.
Okay.
I think that White has that opportunity.
Okay. Tyler Warren, Evan, will finish as the tight end 1 or tight end 2 this season.
I'm going to say bullshit because I can't count out McBride or Bowers or even Colston, Loveland, or Tucker Kraft.
Josh Downs will have a higher PPG than Alec Pierce in games that they play together. Obviously, that's going to be skewed if he misses 5 games, but in games when they're on the field.
Legit. No, just legit for me.
Legit. We're pretty interested. Downs, interesting. Some like Evan, I think that was his king of the hill. He had him up, he had him down. Kendall, I think he has a wide range of outcomes. Josh Downs. Zay Flowers will finish inside the top 10 again. A wide receiver, Mike.
Bullshit.
Okay. The Houston Texans will win the AFC South and have a home playoff game.
Ooh.
It's going to be really close between them and Jacksonville, but I'm going to say bullshit because I'm scared to count out Liam Cohen.
That defense, though, is legit.
It is, but the offense, they don't score that many points if they can't get the offense together. If it's better, I'll look like an idiot.
I hear you. Justin Herbert will be a top 5 quarterback and MVP candidate.
Legit. Super legit.
A team other than the Dolphins, Jets, or Cardinals will have the first pick in the NFL draft, not acquired by trade.
Bullshit.
Okay. So one of those 3 is going to be on the clock. I think that's the
It
first
has to be.
3 picks anyway.
It has to be.
Yeah. Okay. Jim Harbaugh will win Coach of the Year.
Ooh.
Bullshit.
The Chargers are
Hater.
hot. The Chargers are going to be
Hater.
hot. This year.
He's a top 5 candidate, but I don't think he wins it.
The New York Jets will fire Aaron Glenn before their Week 13 bye.
Yeah, it's legit.
Legit.
Patrick Mahomes will win Comeback Player of the Year.
It's unfortunate, but yes.
It's legit.
Legit.
Yeah. The Washington Commanders will miss the playoffs again.
Legit.
Fernando Mendoza will not be the starting quarterback for the Raiders until their Week 8 game against the New York Jets.
Bullshit because I actually think he starts later.
Okay.
Or I'll say legit if it makes sense, but I'll just say it out there. I think he starts later in the season. I would give me Vegas odds on in game 10 plus versus
Okay.
8 plus. I'll go even further.
All right.
Okay.
This is why I picked that week. You ready? Kendall, you and I have played this game before, so you're the contestant.
We did this
Hit
the
me.
other day.
Yeah, no, I know he's doing.
Dolphins.
Win.
Mike, will you score it, please?
Oh, yeah. I'll try to keep up on this.
All right. Well, why don't you take the wins and Evan, you take the losses?
No, I got it. Yeah.
Dolphins.
That's a win.
Chargers.
Loss.
Saints.
Win.
Chiefs.
Loss.
Patriots.
Loss.
Bills.
Loss.
Rams.
Loss.
That's why I picked that game, because then it goes Jets, and then it's Niners. We're still going.
Yeah. I mean, Jets is a win.
Okay, so then Niners.
I'm going to say loss.
Seahawks.
Wow, their schedule's ridiculous. Loss.
Broncos.
Oh, my God. Are they going to get a win?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go
We did
loss.
Yeah.
We did
Browns.
this the other day.
Browns.
Win.
Chargers.
Loss.
Broncos.
They'll split with the Broncos, so I'll say win.
Yeah, there'll be an upset in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Titans. They'll win a game they shouldn't win
win.
somewhere.
Yeah, win.
Cardinals.
Win.
Chiefs, but week 18, so that doesn't really count.
What is this?
Whatever.
What would they give them 6 or 7 wins?
6. Mike.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins.
Wow.
I mean, this is.
I haven't even looked at it exactly like that, but yeah, there's that just slew of.
Well, it's
my
their
goodness.
division. So you start.
Their division.
You start
insane.
Chargers, Saints. I think they lose to the Saints, especially if the game's in New Orleans. Chiefs, Patriots, Bills, Rams. Oh, that is just a gauntlet.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the. Let me jump in here for a second.
Sorry, really quickly. Kirk Cousins may not even physically survive that. So, like,
Yeah, I mean, that's
sorry.
that's
Now
one
you
thing.
can say what you got.
Well, no. Here's that. What we're not thinking of is what it creates is a very polarizing situation because all those teams you mentioned were easy losses. What if Kirk and Bowers win one of those games? If they knock off the Rams out of nowhere and just like put up 36 points and it's enough.
Let's pick the Patriots or the Bills because they ain't knocking off Myles
I
Garrett.
mean, yeah, literally the Bills lost to the Dolphins last year, right?
Yeah.
Saw that happen. Or no, they almost did. It was very, very close fourth quarter. But you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the Rams are the bad candidate, but beating the Bills, who are probably going to start off pretty hot, that would be huge. And all of a sudden, that's a huge injection in the team. If it's one of those last 2 games where they get a crazy epic win, that absolutely means Kurt's playing for a little longer because that's going to give the team a whole lot of, hey, man, we can actually win. And then they'll go down that stretch winning games. And there's a chance that Mendoza doesn't play until they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Like, that's
Possibly.
a very real course of action.
Yeah, possibly. But again, if I had to make these bets, you're at best 2-2 after the first 4 games.
Mhm.
You're probably 1-3. And then that next period of 4 games,
They'll probably
you're gonna go 1-3.
division rivals. They'll be tied with the Chiefs probably.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's Patriots, Bills, Rams game. Sorry, as of today, you're losing all 3. If the season started today and you're playing those games,
You're losing those.
You're losing those
games
3
against those interdivision games are so meaningful.
So then it's like, let's say, I hear your scenario, Kendall. What if Cousins wins? What what happens
specifically if they beat the Broncos in division? Yeah.
Right. If they beat the Chiefs and the Broncos or the Chargers, if they get like 2 wins out of those 3, sure, Cousins is playing. But like, my question then is what I was kind of getting at, which is why I picked the Raiders Jets game to begin with. Let's say you take Cousins out and you say, all right, this is the week, kid. Here's the ball. You're in there. Whatever. You lose. Like, they're not trying to win this season. So you lose to the Jets. No one gives a shit. The Jets are trying to lose too. So it's like probably going to be the worst game of the week. They'll probably play it on a fucking Wednesday instead of a Thursday night.
They literally aren't fielding an NFL caliber defense.
Yeah, it won't even be like
that's
on
the best
NFL
game of the
Network.
row, man.
But then let's say you say, okay, kid, here's your game. Regardless of the outcome, Niners, Seahawks, Broncos, like your next 3, like there's no reprieve. So it doesn't like, then you go to the Browns. Fine. It's still an NFL game. Chargers, Broncos, little reprieve, Titans, Cardinals to end the season. That's actually, guys, I just thought of this. This was my thought. I'm really curious in that Raiders and Cardinals game late in the season to actually see Mendoza.
Could be Mendoza back
like.
at that point, actually.
It could
Debut.
be, but it could be, but it's also like we should have enough of a sample size to actually see like those games are winnable games at the end of the season. Neither of no of those three teams, Raiders, Cardinals, or Titans, will be in the playoffs. So those will be throwaway games for everybody. So I'm curious to see how Mendoza looks in those two games, because next year he's the guy.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be looking forward to, is that end of season. Not looking forward to, but you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at when I'm starting to think about it. Because I drafted Mendoza in a couple places in Dynasty. He's just sitting there on my bench, hoping that, like most rookies, hoping that he develops. But we'll see. So good show, fellas. I appreciate you guys being here as always. Obviously, it's fun to do these kinds of things. We will do more of this for the next.
I have a couple of things I want to say too. First things first, I'm glad I was feeling well enough to do this, because you could probably hear in my voice I am getting over a cold. Barely Fantasy crossed 200 subscribers. So,
attaboy.
Subscribe to the Extra Point to get them to 200 subscribers as well, because Phil's a fantastic host.
Appreciate that. Well, speaking of hosting, we will do this show again next week. Boys, it is almost season. It is not that far away. So we are going to start getting ready. We'll talk about it in the group chat. But for those listeners out there, we are going to start getting ready for our Do Not Draft episode. We're going to get ready for our League Winners episode. Evan's got plenty of opportunities for you to practice your mock drafts on Monday nights. And then, of course, when we get into the season, we will bring you start content, weekly content. We'll have all kinds of stuff focused on redraft and some dynasty mixed in. So for all of us here at the Fantasy Football Network, appreciate you tuning in. This has been another episode of The Extra Point. We out.